Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 67. I am your host, Emma.
And I am Frank, your learning partner on this journey. Emma, you look full of energy today. Did you have some magic study breakfast or something?
Actually, I just had some coffee and a little bit of quiet time to warm up my voice. I did a few silly humming exercises, so I am glad no one could see that.
Oh, now I wish we had a video version. People would definitely like and share that. But hey, since we are here to train our English voice, this is the perfect warm up anyway.
Exactly. And to all our listeners, thank you for coming back. You are building a strong daily habit, and many of you really enjoy challenging vocabulary practice, not the easy mode.
That is true, you are totally our kind of people. So, Emma, before we dive in, quick small talk. Have you eaten yet, or are you going to be hungry all through this recording?
I had a quick snack, but if we talk about ice cream too much today, I might lose control.
Oh, spoiler alert already. I love it. So, Emma, what is on the menu for today? What are today's 10 words?
Today's vocabulary list is voice, ridiculous, mankind, hydrogen, venture, ice cream, expect, basis, hungry, and primary.
That is a very interesting mix. We have science, business, food, and even the whole of mankind in one episode.
Exactly. We will look at each word in depth with simple examples you can really use in real life.
Before we jump into our word by word deep dive, a quick reminder. If you enjoy this podcast, please save this episode, like it, subscribe to the show, share it with a friend, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson.
Your support really helps us make more polished and helpful episodes for you, so thank you in advance for doing all of that.
All right, Emma, ready to start the deep dive?
Ready? Let us go to the first word. Our first word today is voice. In everyday English, voice is the sound you make when you speak or sing. The core idea in Chinese is 声音,说话的声音.
So if I say, his voice is very deep, that just means the sound of his speaking is low and strong, right?
Exactly. We also use voice to mean your right or power to express an opinion. For example, giving people a voice in a decision. In Chinese, you can think of 发声的权利,表达意见的机会.
Nice. So it can be both physical sound and also your opinion or influence. I hear phrases like lose your voice or raise your voice a lot. Are those common?
Very common. To lose your voice means you cannot speak clearly, maybe because you are sick. To raise your voice means you speak louder, often because you are angry. Some useful collocations are soft voice, loud voice, inner voice, give someone a voice, and find your voice.
Let us try some sentences. I will start with the basic sound meaning. My first sentence is her singing voice is so clear that it makes everyone quiet.
That is great. Notice how voice here focuses on the sound quality. Here is another one. After teaching all day, the teacher's voice became very weak.
So, listeners, you could say, my voice hurts after a long meeting, or my voice gets tired when I speak English for too long. Both are natural.
Exactly. Now let us use the second meaning, voice as opinion or power. For example, many young people want to have a stronger voice in politics. The idea is that they want their opinions to matter more.
I like that. How about this one? Social media gives ordinary people a voice to share their stories with the world.
Perfect. That is a very natural modern sentence. And remember, you can also use voice as a verb, like voice an opinion. For example, she voiced her concerns about the project deadline.
So you can say, do not be afraid to voice your ideas in meetings. Your English voice deserves to be heard.
Exactly. Your voice matters, both the sound and the ideas behind it.
All right, that was voice. What is next, Emma?
Our next word is ridiculous. Ridiculous means something is so silly or unreasonable that it deserves to be laughed at or criticized. In Chinese, you can remember 荒谬的,可笑的.
So if I say, the price of that coffee is ridiculous, I am not impressed and I think it is way too high.
Exactly. You are saying it is not just expensive, it is unreasonably expensive. Some common collocations are ridiculous price, ridiculous idea, ridiculous excuse, and completely ridiculous.
Let me try a sentence. It is ridiculous to expect to become fluent in English after only 1 week of study.
Very good, and very true. Here is another one. He gave a ridiculous excuse for being late, something about his cat driving his car.
That really is ridiculous. I also hear, this is getting ridiculous, when a situation keeps going in a bad or silly way.
Yes, that is a very natural phrase. For example, I have sent you 3 emails already. This is getting ridiculous.
Listeners, just be careful. Ridiculous is quite strong. It often sounds critical, so use it when you really think something is unreasonable, not just a little bit strange.
Great point. If you want to be softer, you can say a bit silly or not very reasonable instead.
So far, we have voice and ridiculous in our vocabulary pocket. Let us keep going.
The third word is mankind. Mankind means all human beings, all people as a group. In Chinese, you can think of 人类, 全人类.
So it is similar to saying humanity, right?
Yes, very similar. We often use mankind in formal or serious statements, especially when we talk about history, science, or the future of humans. For example, a danger to mankind or a great gift to mankind.
Let me try a sentence. Clean water is one of the most important needs of mankind.
Very nice. Here is another one. Some people say that new technology can either help mankind or hurt mankind, depending on how we use it.
That is true. You can also use throughout the history of mankind to talk about a very long time. For example, throughout the history of mankind, people have searched for better ways to live.
Perfect. Just remember, in daily casual conversation, people often say humans or people instead of mankind, but you will see mankind in books, speeches, and news.
So for writing essays or giving a speech, mankind is a strong formal word.
Exactly.
All right, from mankind we move to science. What is next?
The next word is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a chemical element, a very light gas that can be used as fuel. In Chinese, you can remember tiang, tianqi.
This one feels quite scientific. Where will learners usually meet the word hydrogen?
You will see it in science news, in school textbooks, and in discussions about clean energy. People talk about hydrogen fuel, hydrogen cars, or hydrogen energy.
Let me try a simple sentence. Scientists are developing cars that run on hydrogen instead of gasoline.
Perfect. That is a very realistic sentence. Here is another one. Some people believe hydrogen will become an important clean energy source for the future of mankind.
Nice connection back to mankind. So collocations include hydrogen fuel, hydrogen gas, and hydrogen energy.
That is right. You do not need to understand all the chemistry details, but understanding the word helps you read modern science news.
Also, when you see water written as H2O in science, the H stands for hydrogen.
Exactly. Good reminder.
All right, we have covered 4 words already. Listeners, if this is helpful, remember to save this episode and subscribe so you can review these words anytime.
And of course, please like, share, and hit the notification bell. That way, your learning routine stays strong and your English voice keeps growing.
Beautifully said. What is our next word, Emma?
The next word is venture. Venture can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it means a new business activity, often risky but with hope for profit. In Chinese, you can think of 风险项目,冒险事业.
So, a tech startup is a kind of business venture.
Exactly. As a verb, to venture means to do something risky or to say something when you are not sure. In Chinese, you can remember 冒险去做,大胆说出.
Let us try some business examples first. My sentence is they started a small online shop as a new business venture.
Very natural. Here is another one. Many people are afraid to join a new venture because they worry about losing money.
Now, as a verb, you could say she decided to venture into the world of podcasting. That means she enters this area and takes some risk.
Exactly. And you can also say, I will venture a guess, which means I will make a guess that might be wrong. For example, I will venture a guess that our listeners are taking notes right now.
I like that phrase. It sounds polite and a little playful.
Yes, it is very common in spoken English.
Speaking of playful, our next word sounds delicious.
Yes, it is a very friendly word. The next word is ice cream. Ice cream is a sweet frozen dessert made from milk, cream, sugar, and flavoring. In Chinese, you can think of 冰淇淋.
Now I am getting hungry already. So we use ice cream as a countable noun or uncountable.
You will hear both. You can say, I love ice cream in general, or I ate an ice cream, meaning one ice cream bar or cone. Collocations include ice cream cone, ice cream shop, ice cream flavor, and ice cream truck.
Let me make a sentence. After a long day at work, we bought some ice cream to relax and cool down.
Very good. Another one. The children were so excited when they heard the ice cream truck on the street.
You can also use it metaphorically, like studying new words without any break is like eating ice cream nonstop. At some point, you feel a bit sick.
That is true. A little bit of sweet study and a little bit of rest is a better balance.
All right, before I run out to buy real ice cream, what is our next word?
The next word is expect. Expect means to think that something will happen in the future or to think that someone should do something. In Chinese, you can remember 预期,期望.
So if I say, I expect it will rain this afternoon, that means I think it is likely to happen.
Exactly. And if you say, my boss expects me to finish the report today, that means your boss thinks you should do it. Some collocations are expect something, expect someone to do something, and be expected to.
Let me try a couple of sentences. I expect this episode will help you feel more confident using these 10 words.
Very nice. And another one. Parents often expect their children to get good grades in school.
We can also talk about what you can expect, like a preview. For example, in this course, you can expect clear examples and plenty of practice.
Exactly. Expect is very common, so mastering this word is really useful.
We are building a strong basis for later words now, right?
Perfect transition, because the next word is basis. Basis means the main idea, reason, or support for something. In Chinese, you can think of 基础,依据.
So when I hear on the basis of something, it means according to some reason or information.
Right. For example, the decision was made on the basis of the latest data. That means the data was the main reason. You can also say a solid basis, a strong basis, or form the basis of something.
Let me make a sentence. Trust forms the basis of a good relationship.
Excellent. Another one. A good vocabulary is the basis for strong reading and writing skills.
You can also talk about doing something on a daily basis or weekly basis, meaning how often. For example, we release this podcast on a regular basis.
Yes, that is a very natural pattern.
All right, we have almost finished the list, and to be honest, I am starting to feel a little hungry again.
Perfect. Because our next word is hungry. Hungry means you want or need food. In Chinese, you can remember 饥饿的.
That one is simple for everyone. I am hungry is probably one of the first sentences people learn.
True. But there is also a more idiomatic use. Hungry can also mean you strongly want something that is not food, like hungry for success or hungry for knowledge. In Chinese, that is 渴望成功,渴望知识.
Let us do some food sentences first. After the long meeting, everyone was tired and hungry.
Good. Another one. If you skip breakfast, you will probably feel very hungry before lunch.
Now the metaphorical use. She is hungry for feedback because she wants to improve quickly.
Exactly. Or many learners are hungry for more English input, such as podcasts and books.
That is our listeners for sure.
Yes, that is you, dear listener. You are hungry for words, and we love that.
How many words do we have left?
Just one more. Our final word for today, primary. Primary means most important, main, or happening first in order. In Chinese, you can think of 主要的,首要的,初级的.
So if I say, the primary goal of this podcast is to help learners use words naturally, that sounds correct.
Exactly. That is a great sentence. Some collocations are primary goal, primary reason, primary school, and primary source.
Let me give another example. Safety is our primary concern on this trip.
Very good. And one more. Reading can be a primary way to expand your vocabulary.
When we talk about education, primary school means the first years of school for children, like the basic level.
Yes, that is another common use.
So now we have gone through all 10 words: voice, ridiculous; mankind, hydrogen; venture, ice cream; expect, basis, hungry, and primary.
Exactly. Before we move into our scenario dialogue, quick reminder again. Please save this episode's word list. Like the show, subscribe, share it with a friend, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next set of 10 words is ready.
Every little bit of support helps us keep creating more episodes for you. Thank you so much for doing that.
Now let us move on to a scenario using all 10 words in a real conversation.
Great, lead us in, Emma.
All right, imagine this scene. Frank and I have just finished a long day at work, and we meet at an ice cream shop to talk about a new project and the future of mankind. Very casual.
Sounds perfect. Let us start the dialogue.
I am so hungry after that meeting. I needed this ice cream just to get my voice back.
Same here. The whole discussion about hydrogen cars and saving mankind from pollution was exciting, but also kind of exhausting.
True. Still, if this new hydrogen energy venture works, it could really help the environment.
I agree, but did you hear that one manager suggest we sell hydrogen balloons for marketing? That idea was completely ridiculous.
I know, right? Our primary goal should be safety and real impact, not silly tricks.
Exactly. I expect our team to focus on solid research as the basis of every decision, not on random flashy ideas.
Well said. By the way, I really liked how you used your voice in the meeting. You spoke clearly, but you did not sound aggressive.
Thanks, Emma. I was nervous, but I kept thinking, if this project can help even a small part of mankind, then my fear is not so important.
That is a great mindset. Now, let us finish our ice cream and give our tired brains a rest.
Agreed. And maybe order a second one, because I am still hungry.
In that little scene, you heard all of today's words used in a natural way.
Yes, we talked about a hydrogen venture to help mankind, set a primary goal, built a basis for decisions, used our voice, called some ideas ridiculous, noticed how hungry we were, and relaxed with ice cream.
Try to imagine your own short scene using all 10 of today's words. That really helps fix them in your memory.
Now, it is time for one of our favorite parts of the show, the Chinese to English translation practice.
Yes, this is where your brain gets a good workout.
Here is how it works. I will say a complex Chinese sentence that secretly uses two or three of today's words in its meaning. Your job is to translate it into natural English using those target words. Then I will count down from 5 to 1 to give you thinking time. After that, Emma and I will share some possible answers and explain them.
So get ready to think actively, not just listen.
All right, first challenge sentence. The main words hiding inside are voice, ridiculous, and hungry. Listen carefully.
在那次会议上，大家都保持沉默，但是他决定为那些没有声音的人发声。即使有些同事觉得他这么做很荒谬，而且他自己又累又饿。That is a powerful sentence.
I will give you thinking time. Your job is to use voice, ridiculous, and hungry in a natural English sentence or two. Here comes the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, pens down, mine's up. Let us share a couple of sample answers. Here is one. In that meeting, everyone stayed silent, but she decided to speak up for the people who had no voice, even though some colleagues thought she was being ridiculous, and she was tired and hungry.
Nice. That uses all three words smoothly. Another possible version is, during the meeting, everyone was quiet, but she chose to be the voice of those who could not speak. And even though some coworkers said her actions were ridiculous and she was already hungry, she did not stop.
Notice a few things. Speak up for someone and be the voice of someone are both great ways to show voice as support and representation. Ridiculous here shows that the colleagues are being critical, maybe unfair. And hungry at the end shows she is physically uncomfortable but still brave.
Exactly. You do not need to copy our sentences, but make sure you use the right meanings and natural connectors like even though or but.
Ready for challenge number 2?
Yes. This time, the key words are mankind, hydrogen, and venture. Here is the Chinese sentence. 许多科学家相信，如果我们敢于投资这种新的氢能源创业项目，它将从根本上改变人类获取能源的方式，对整个人类都有好处。
Nice complex structure.
Listeners, try to include mankind, hydrogen, and venture in your answer. Here comes your thinking time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time is up. Here is one possible answer. Many scientists believe that if we dare to invest in this new hydrogen energy venture, it will fundamentally change the way mankind gets energy and will benefit all of humanity.
Very good. Another version could be, many scientists think that if we are brave enough to support this hydrogen venture, it could transform how mankind produces energy and bring great advantages to people everywhere.
Both are strong. Venture clearly shows that this is a risky but hopeful project. Hydrogen energy makes the science clear, and mankind connects the idea to all humans, not just one country or company.
Also pay attention to verbs like change, transform, or fundamentally change, which match 从根本上改变 in a natural way.
Ready for the third challenge?
Yes. For this one, the key words are expect, basis, hungry, and primary. So we will cover the rest of our list. Here is the Chinese sentence. 老师一开始就说明，他的首要目标是打好词汇基础，所以他期望学生们在课前已经预习单词，不然上课的时候就会像一直很饿却什么都吃不到一样难受。
That is a good picture.
Listeners, try to use expect, basis, hungry, and primary. Here comes your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here is one sample answer. From the very beginning, the teacher explained that his primary goal was to build a strong vocabulary basis, so he expected the students to review the words before class. Otherwise, they would feel as hungry in class as someone who cannot find any food.
Nice. Another way to say it is, at the start, the teacher made it clear that his primary aim was to create a solid basis of vocabulary, so he expected students to study the words in advance, or they would feel hungry in class, like people who want to eat but have nothing to eat.
In these answers, primary goal or primary aim shows the main focus. Basis is used with strong or solid to show a good foundation. Expect is used with the pattern expect someone to do something. And hungry is used in a comparison to describe an uncomfortable feeling in class.
If you found that difficult, do not worry. These are complex sentences. The important thing is that you try to connect ideas and use today's words meaningfully.
You can replay this part, pause after the Chinese sentence, and give yourself more time to think and speak out loud. That is a great way to train both your voice and your grammar.
All right, we are almost at the end of today's episode, but before we say goodbye, let us tease the vocabulary for the next episode.
Yes, next time we will explore these 10 words: offset, juice, tent, collapse, nut, alcohol, simply, whale, one, and sharp.
That sounds like a wild mix. I am already imagining a story where a whale drinks juice in a tent, which is ridiculous but very fun.
We promise the examples will be slightly more logical than that, but only slightly.
Before we wrap up, once again, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and hit the notification bell. That is the best way to support us and to make sure you never miss a new lesson.
Your support really is the basis of this show. It helps us improve the quality, plan more creative ventures, and keep serving learners all over the world.
Today we covered 10 powerful words: voice, ridiculous, mankind, hydrogen, venture, ice cream, expect, basis, hungry, and primary. We looked at core meanings, Chinese explanations, collocations, a real life dialogue, and some tricky translation practice.
If any words still feel shaky, go back to that part of the episode, listen again, and try to make your own sentences. Remember, your voice becomes stronger every time you use these words.
Emma, after all this talk about ice cream and being hungry, what is your primary plan after we finish recording?
Honestly, my primary plan is to go and get some real ice cream. I expect you are coming with me.
Of course, it would be ridiculous to say no to that venture.
To all our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on Oxford 4000 Essential English Words.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and keep using your English voice every single day.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.